When you think about Terra financing, you probably picture something out of a movie, right? Suitcases full of cash, shady backroom deals. Well, that picture is dangerously out of date. Today, the money fueling these attacks is moving at the speed of light, using the same digital tools that we use every single day. So let's break down how this new currency of terror actually works. This is the big question, the one keeping security agencies up at night. It's not about following a simple money trail anymore, because the trail itself has gone digital. It's gone dark. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on this new playbook, and we'll use a recent, very real case to show you exactly how it's done. All right, look at this number, 85%. This one figure changes everything. In a major terror plot that was recently foiled in Delhi, a whopping 85% of the funding, it didn't come from cash or the traditional Hawala networks. Nope, it came from sophisticated digital sources. This isn't just a small shift, folks. This is a full-blown revolution in how terror gets its money.
So, to really wrap our heads around this, we've got to look inside the financing of that planned November 10th Delhi blast. Because what investigators found was this incredibly complex, tech-driven strategy that, frankly, provides a chilling blueprint for how modern terror operations are being funded.
This whole operation was built on what you could call a digital arsenal. We're not talking about one or two tricks. We're talking about a whole suite of high-tech tools, all chosen for speed, for anonymity, and for global reach. It's way beyond anything the old-school methods could ever offer. So, the primary weapon in this new arsenal is crypto. But hold on, not just Bitcoin or something you've heard of. We're talking about something called privacy coins. These are digital currencies that are literally built from the ground up to be untraceable. They're designed to hide the who, what, and where of every transaction, which you can imagine makes them absolutely perfect for illegal activities.
And check out how slick this process is. You have a handler, let's say sitting in Turkey, who starts the transfer. The money is then shot through these privacy coins and something called tumblers. Think of them as money laundering services for crypto. And bam, within seconds, it lands in a clean digital wallet in India. No banks, no borders, no oversight. It's frighteningly efficient.
But it wasn't just this super complex crypto stuff. They were also using the kind of fintech platforms you and I use. Things like PayPal, other peer-to-peer payment apps. They just create a bunch of fake accounts, use VPNs to hide where they are, and add another thick layer to that digital fog. And this is where it gets really alarming. They turned regular e-commerce sites into their own personal weapons depot. Using platforms like Amazon, they bought over 20 quintals, that's 2 metric tons, of fertilizer, plus other key chemicals for a massive bomb. And they did it by making lots of small purchases from different sellers with fake names. They just flew completely under the radar.
Okay, but here's where it gets really smart. It wasn't all digital. The people behind this used a really clever hybrid model, mixing this new technology with good old-fashioned cash to be as effective and as safe as possible.
So, alongside all those digital transfers, the members on the ground in India actually raised about 20 lakhs in physical cash. That's around 2 million rupees, or roughly 24,000 US dollars. It just goes to show you that traditional fundraising, cash, it still has a very specific and very important role to play. When you see the breakdown, it's pretty stark, right? Digital and crypto are the lion's share, that 85%. But that little 15% sliver of cash and Hawala, that wasn't just leftover money. Oh no, it was used for a very, very strategic purpose. And here's why that cash was so critical. In the final phase, the most dangerous part, when they were actually moving the bomb-making materials and getting into position, they switched to cash, paying for things like road tolls. Why? To deliberately go dark, to erase any digital trail right before the attack. It's a calculated jump from being anonymous online to being invisible in the real world. So this all begs the question, right? Why the big change? Why are they moving so heavily into crypto and digital payments? Well, the answer becomes crystal clear when you put these new methods side by side with the old Hawala system they're replacing. I mean, just look at this comparison. It tells you everything. Digital transfers take seconds. Hawala can take days. Crypto offers near-perfect anonymity, while Hawala networks can be infiltrated. And maybe most importantly, a single operator overseas can fund multiple cells with crypto without needing a deep network of personal trust. For a sophisticated group, it's really a no-brainer. An investigator on this case just summed it up perfectly. He called it a dual economy of terror. Think about that. Hawala is still good for getting quick cash on the ground. That's the liquidity. But for a really advanced operation, the kind that's hard to stop, crypto gives them the one thing they want most: total invisibility.
So, you can see how this creates a massive, massive dilemma for law enforcement and intelligence agencies all over the world. The very features that make these tools so attractive to us, speed, privacy, global reach, also make them incredibly hard to fight.
Challenge number 1 is pretty straightforward. You just can't follow the money like you used to. A traditional bank wire has a clear sender and a clear receiver. These online services, it's like a black box. The Financial Action Task Force has been warning about this for years. It's nearly impossible to connect the dots. Then you've got the problem of fake identities. It is just so easy to spin up dozens of these pseudonymous or fake name accounts on payment apps and shopping sites. They look totally legitimate, and they let all this illegal activity hide in the massive sea of everyday online transactions. And finally, maybe the biggest challenge of all is just the raw speed of crypto. The money moves way faster than the law can. By the time investigators can even identify a suspicious digital wallet and get a court order to freeze it, the money is long gone, bounced through half a dozen untraceable accounts in a matter of seconds.
You know, what we're really watching here is a high-stakes technological arms race. The currency of terror is moving faster, and it's hiding deeper in these digital shadows than ever before. And that leaves us all with one really critical and so far unanswered question. How can the law ever hope to keep up?